We have a 30-year-old gentleman under the name of Tyler Lee Canaris walking through the neighborhood trying to make his way to work when unfortunately Deputy Michael McCaster approaches him in a manner that you'll see uses extreme and excessive use of force that causes very severe injuries. Let's get right into this, guys. Attorney Mario Santos here, guys. Welcome back to our reaction videos. This is one that really just bothers me. The way that the excessive force was utilized. It's always something that I, express and I'm a big proponent of. Proper training on how to de-escalate the situation should be key. Without saying more, let's take a close look at this video. You'll see specifically how this starts. We have an officer who potentially already has information to say, wait a second, there's someone in the neighborhood who has been accused of potentially breaking into vehicles, matches the description. Let's take a look.
Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Get your hands out of your pockets. Turn up your chains, bud.
Excuse me.
You're being detained, bud. Don't take your backpack off.
All right, now let's dissect the initial interaction. We have a situation where the officer makes his contact, but as soon as he zips out of his patrol car, he says, hey, wait a second, let me see your hands.
Let me see your hands.
That's okay, in my opinion, because you already have this understanding of, well, wait a second, is this individual actually committing a crime, breaking into vehicles, breaking into homes potentially? He matches the description, but as soon as he then makes contact with them, he says, you're being detained, bud.
You're being detained, bud.
Without providing more understanding to the individual. That's where I'm, against, because at the end of the day, look, you want to protect someone's legal rights and liberties and freedom, and you want to explain to that person what's going on, what it is that you're doing, so as to then hopefully make everyone's day as best as you can. Now, I understand you're protecting what you perceive to be a crime or potentially some issue to the neighborhood, but you want to verbalize to this individual, hey, this is what's going on, so that you can get an accurate response. Let's continue looking at this.
Excuse me.
You're being detained, bud. Don't take your backpack off. Take your backpack off.
Excuse me, what am I doing?
Take your backpack off.
Can you explain what this
Before
is
you go on the ground, take your backpack off.
I'm going to get picked up for work.
You're already trying to, one, detain this person. He clearly is asking, hey, what's going on? What's happening? I think he even says, I'm trying to make it to work. Now, you're trying to take his backpack off. You're trying to put this person in handcuffs. He's asking a reasonable question. Hey, what's going on? Why not make an effort to de-escalate the situation by being courteous, officer, by explaining to this person, well, wait a second, look, you're a match to a description that was provided to us. There's an understanding that potentially you were breaking into vehicles. Let this person know. Potentially, it would allow you the opportunity to have a more cooperative situation. Everyone understands what's going on. You avoid this situation, officer. Execute on the proper training, de-escalate the situation rather than escalate this situation, which is clearly what's about to happen. Let's continue checking this out.
Come on. Since we want to play this game.
Sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
This is my phone.
Put it down.
Can you tell me what's going on?
Just put your hands behind your back before you end up on the ground.
I'm trying to drop my phone. Hello? Are you going to tell me what this is about?
You're being detained for a minute. You're matching the description of someone trying to break into people's cars.
I'm not breaking anyone's car.
Now, this right here is where it starts getting extremely ridiculous. Look, if you look at the actual actions that just took place, let's dissect that properly. He asks specifically, hey, well, just tell me what's going on. Once again, with the recommendation of potentially this will lead to a cooperative interaction. Officer at that point does the right thing, tells him, hey, look, you match a description, potentially, they were breaking into people's cars, somebody with a hoodie, somebody with a backpack, it matches you. And the response was, wait a second, I'm not breaking into people's cars. And at that point, this officer, look, it really looks like this officer had been wanting to do that type of maneuver for years. He's been waiting to do that. but I think that's excessive, officer. Clearly, if you want to look at this from a legal standpoint, is there a situation where this gentleman here actually pulled his arm or is obstructing in some form or fashion the investigation? That's not the case. He wasn't resisting. These are regular responses that any human being would engage in to respond and say, well, wait a second, I'm not stealing, breaking into people's cars. Continue the interaction, officer. He took it to a new level right there, because unfortunately, in dissecting this, once he gets him, if you pay close attention, as he really picks him up, takes him back, I think the first thing that hit there was this gentleman's head. And look, this officer, he's a big boy, okay? And it looks like all his weight landed on this person. That weight with the force of the cement on the street here, it's gonna cause some severe injuries, which we have the information on, but let's continue taking a closer look.
I just go to work.
Get hands behind your fucking back.
I just go to work.
You dumb bastard.
Oh, oh my God. I just go to work.
They don't know where we are.
Help me. I just go to work.
You got that?
I'm just going to work. Ow. Ow.
I don't know.
Ow, please.
Yeah.
I'm getting picked up from work, please.
921.
Please help me.
Shut the fuck up. Get up.
I'm going to work.
Your traffic crisis.
Ow. Ow.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Get up.
Ow.
We're 95, 1 minute.
Ow. Ow.
Hold on, Tony.
I'm going to work. I don't know what this is for. Please help.
We see the clear response here from this officer, even though it's very, very clear that this gentleman here has sustained some type of injury from this maneuver that this officer just engaged in. You can hear him moan pretty loudly. You see how exactly it is that he hit up this cement floor. Why not take the time to say, well, wait a second, let me just make sure that this person's okay. Rather, he says,
You dumb bastard. Shut the fuck up. Get up.
this is not the way to do this, folks. If you're an officer and you're checking out some of my videos, my recommendation to you is, look, get training on proper human behavior, get training on proper human psychology, and understand how to de-escalate the situation, how to carry yourself as a decent human being. Because this is just ridiculous right here, right? You're trying to, come across as this macho officer situation. This is just not going to get you anywhere. If you think that that's going to somehow allow you to escalate and move up the ranks, that's far from being the case, okay? Rather be a decent human being, take that as oath that you took to protect and serve seriously, and make sure you carry yourself that way. Because in this situation right here, we look at the medical records that unfortunately were, part of the lawsuit that engaged here for this matter. And it's very clear that this individual sustained fractured skull, clavicle fracture, a right thumb fracture, a ruptured left eardrum, and because of these actions, unfortunately sustained traumatic brain injury. They could have been avoided simply by being a decent human being, officer, interacting directly with this person, addressing the matter. It could have been hashed out without there being any issues whatsoever, specifically these injuries that sustained. Now, I'm always, as a defense lawyer, criminal defense lawyer, I always advocate to our clients and even prospective clients out there, look, exercise your legal rights, remain silent, keep that mouth, courteous, be respectful with officers, but don't say anything. Keep it in mind, you have a right to remain silent, right? That's always my advice to anyone who has some type of officer interaction. But in this case, we look at the circumstances involved. He's announcing to you, I didn't do this, what's going on? I'm trying to make my way to work. He's asking basic questions. Why not address them accordingly? Avoid this situation from ever happening. This is just ridiculous. In my opinion, this is a situation, clearly, the officer used excessive force. Rather than trying to de-escalate, he escalated the situation. It's ridiculous.
Please, I'm going to work.
Where are you?
I'm going to work.
Are you on camera breaking in the car?
No, I just came right down his house.
I bet you are.
He lives right up there. What did I do wrong?
Hey, 348.
Please, I just came from work.
Well, you're under arrest for obstruction, at least.
How? I literally just
You
came
didn't
from
want to.
Dad's
You didn't
house.
want to fucking listen. Put your hands behind your back. That's simple. Then I told you you're gonna end up on the ground. You still didn't do that.
I wasn't
Then your
trying
ass ended
to.
up on the ground, didn't it?
I wasn't trying to.
You wasn't trying to.
I wasn't
How old are you?
trying to, please.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
You're older than me. Act like a fucking man.
I'm just trying to get to work. I'm seriously not trying to do anything, please.
Now, this right here is really where it rubs me the wrong way, because this officer is clearly making some legal conclusions. You're gonna be on video, right? You're gonna be on video. And then he ultimately says, well, wait a second, at minimum, at least he says, you're arrested for obstruction.
You're under arrest for obstruction, at least.
Look, at this point, as I think on the stand, I'd really cross him and just make sure he, ultimately comes to an understanding that he was in the wrong. But, we did some further research on this, and it looks like there is a civil lawsuit that unfortunately is still pending. There hasn't been a resolution to this just yet. But the understanding here is that this officer was ultimately fired from duty. Why is that the case? From what we gathered, it's potentially this as a factor, including multiple other potential policy violations. Because look, he's just coming across as, once again, in my opinion, not a decent human being. You want to be respectful. You have a note to protect and serve. Take that seriously, officer. And clearly here, he ultimately ended up losing employment because of such reasons. And we have the understanding that in Texas, if you make the claim, an officer makes the claim, look, I'm going to arrest this person because he was interfering with public duties or obstructing justice, there has to be, the individual with criminal negligence, meaning he actually had the intent to, based off of his actions, to interrupt or interfere, deter the actual carrying out of such duties from an officer. But once again, if you place close attention to the actions here from this gentleman, he's really just making sure that he's asking, well, what's going on here? Well, you caught me off guard. I think he had some headphones on as well. He's making his way to work. These are all just reasonable actions from a human being. I think anybody in that same position, a reasonable, prudent person, would act the same way. And so here, for this officer to make this claim, he's looking for anything to hang his hat on. And so this is ridiculous. Once again, in my opinion, this is certainly not the way that we want officers to be caring about their business, caring about their duties. If you're looking at this, be better, get some proper training, make sure you understand I need to first de-escalate the situation. How can I avoid escalating the situation? As always, if you have a video recommendation that you would like for us to really dissect thoroughly from a criminal defense lawyer standpoint, send it right over. We're open to it. As always, leave a comment, leave a review, give us a like. We're looking forward to the next one, guys.